Hi, everyone. Welcome to our election love streaming. I am Serena Hartz, and I am here to introduce the lovely Deirdre O'Neill. She's going to be teaching us on Vote for You, personal sovereignty, and being the leader of our own lives. I'm so excited to introduce you to her. She is a member of our Warrior Goddess leadership team. She's a dear friend of mine, and she's just going to share some very beautiful, yummy teachings from her heart. And I'm really excited to be here with all of you. So, without
Beautiful.
further ado, broadcasting live from Baltimore, Maryland, Deirdre O'Neill.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really happy to be able to be a part of this love stream, and it feels really necessary at this time. I know I'm appreciating it, getting the love and support during these crazy times. Just to, give you a little bit of information about me, I was introduced to Heather Ashamara and the Warrior Goddess training and community about little over 2 years ago. And since that time, I've been all in, taken many trainings, the facilitator training for the Warrior Heart practice and the Warrior Goddess training. And as Serena mentioned, I'm also on the leadership team. So it's been quite a journey over these last 2+ years. And I can honestly say that this journey this last 2+ years have been the most transformative years of my life. So I'm really grateful to have come across these teachings and all of Heather Ash's books and teachings. I'm so grateful for her. I'm grateful for Serena. I'm grateful for the whole community because so many amazing people work behind the scenes. And then the people, all of you that are watching, that are a part of this community, are just amazing. And I am touched every time I go online for a Zoom call or read posts of people on the website. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. And I couldn't be more honored to be a part of this love streaming. So today is, I'm going to be talking about Vote for You. And what that means is your personal sovereignty and really learning to be the leader in your own life. But before I do that, I am going to just take a few minutes to give everyone the opportunity to just kind of relax, settle in to wherever you are. I'm not sure what your day has looked like so far, but it's always good to do a little grounding and just get present. So everyone who's watching, if you just want to get comfy in your chair, on the floor, on your couch, and just get comfy and close your eyes. And just start breathing. Just breathing in and breathing out. And just starting to let go of your day. Or for some people, you may still have some of your day left. So here in Baltimore, we're on the later side. But just keep breathing in and out. And just start relaxing. In this moment, you have no cares, no worries. You're just here being loved on and supported and seen. So just keep breathing in and out. And if you feel so inclined, on your exhale, just maybe make a sound, just like a ha. Just breathe in and ha. Just let out whatever tensions in the body or thoughts that are running through your mind like clouds. And just start relaxing. What I'd like you to do now is just connect with your body and to the area at the base of your spine, which we call the tap root. And you're going to attach a root from the base of your spine. And what I'd like you to do is take that taproot and you're going to start grounding it down into the floor, through the layers of your house, through your basement, down into the ground that's beneath your house or your apartment or whatever building you're in. And just take that taproot and just start sending it down through the earth, through the mud and bedrock. There are sometimes streams, crystalline caverns. And you're going to take that root and you're going to take it all the way down to the center of the earth. And as you're doing that, you're also letting branches extend from the root to help with this grounding. So just go down and down and down till you're at the center of the earth. And wrap your taproot and your roots around Mama Gaia's heart. And after you've done that, just start breathing in. Once again. Just breathe in, up the taproot, up your roots. And breathe in Mama Gaia's love and energy and groundedness. And just breathe it in, up those roots, into your feet and legs and hips and pelvis and stomach. And bring it up to your heart. Really breathe Mama Gaia's energy up through those roots, up into your heart. Let her care for you. Let her hold you. And let you know that you're loved and held. And now I'd like you to send a root out from your heart, but up into the sky. Send branches out wide to sky. And as the branches go out, they can connect to Papa Sun and Mother Moon and the stars. And just start to pull that energy down from the sky. Pull it down from the roots and feel the energy and love and support coming from those sources as well. And just breathe in, breathe them down into your heart. Just breathe in the love. Feel your heart expanding. You're safe, you're held, you're loved. Breathe in a few more times, all that love. You can even put your hands on your heart. And just breathe it in. And when you're ready, open your eyes and be present here. That felt good. I needed that too. So it's election time, and there's so much going on in our world aside from the election, but that's what's upon us in the moment. And I've just been thinking about how the world has just felt very a little scary right now. Things feel uncertain, and I certainly feel a little rattled and sometimes a little ungrounded myself. So, but what we can connect to in these times is us, to our hearts, to our souls, to our beings. And so when I was thinking about the election, I kind of want to reframe it a little bit. And this idea of voting for yourself and your personal sovereignty really came to the fore for me. Um, it's funny how it all started, actually, because I got a letter in the mail. It was a sample ballot for the election, and it had, all the candidates and all the different initiatives that I needed to vote on. And it just started making me think about, you know, being personally sovereign. And for those of you who don't know, I did look up the word sovereign, and there's many different definitions out there. Some of them are very political, some of them are a little more complicated. But the one that really rang true for me was this idea of self-ownership and governing yourself. So when I kind of put those two things together, of voting, being personally sovereign, and when we're voting for a leader, right? So in our own lives, if we're going to be the leader of our own lives, I started to think about myself as a candidate. And if I am going to vote for myself to be the leader of my sovereign nation, the sovereign nation of me, then I need to know a little bit more about this candidate. So I really started to look at this idea of personal sovereignty from the ideas and the lessons from the warrior goddess training. And, I think about how the trainings have really helped me. I didn't know it was personal sovereignty, but they have taught me to really to come home to myself and to be kind to myself. But I never thought about it in terms of governing myself. So, the other thing that you think about when you're looking at a candidate that you're going to vote for is you want to know a few things about them, right? You want to know where they are now, what their views are, what they're thinking about. You want to know something about their past, because you want to understand like where they came from and kind of what made them who they are. And you also want to know about their vision for the future and what their plans are for that. So in terms of the warrior goddess training, and, I'll use my life as an example. When I look back on my past, I look back on, I had a lot of love in my life for sure. My dad passed away when I was an infant. My mom raised nine of us on her own. She was an amazing woman. Matter of fact, yesterday was the anniversary of her passing. She was an amazing soul. So for her to have died on All Saints Day feels really appropriate. Anyway, but when I look at my past, I see that I definitely wasn't sovereign. And when I think about the laws that may have been in place, or maybe the Constitution or Bill of Rights, those were written by someone else and out of love. But I didn't. What I did learn was that as a child, you followed the rules. So whatever was said, whatever rules or laws or agreements were put in place, you followed them without questioning. And so I have come a long way from those days. I've had many experiences that along the way. I always know there was love there, but I also realized that I didn't really learn to be strong within myself, to be sovereign within myself. And one of the biggest things, I think, when I look back on all those years, that at the root of everything, for myself, there really was this sense of I wasn't worthy. And I'm not even sure completely where I got that from. I learned, as a kid, you learn that you do certain things to get love. And I was good at that. And I guess it doesn't really matter where that came from, but it definitely was something that was a part of my life. And I remember a few years ago, I really wanted to address this, and the warrior goddess work really helped me with this, and to better understand it, because some of this was going on well before warrior goddess. But I remember as I was going through the process of really examining that idea of worthiness, I had people show up in my life that were really helpful to me. And I remember one person said to me, you know, Deirdre, you are worthy because you exist. And how true is that is. I had another friend who came by on my birthday, and I think I've shown this in another talk, but he didn't even know what was going on with me, but he bought me, let me turn this around here, a bottle of Worthy, which I've held all these years. And it's just a reminder that I'm worthy, and so are you. So that's really a short snippet of the past. When I think about the present, I come back to the warrior goddess training, and I think about, you know, committing to myself and really examining the agreements that I've made in my life. And so if you are going to choose to be sovereign in yourself, you know, it is important to really to create some self intimacy with yourself, you know, intimacy into me, I see, and really get to know yourself as you would a candidate. And also, I realized that I also needed some stillness, right? To really sit and be with myself, and to really look at how I was living my life, what was working, what wasn't working, and really address some of those things through the agreements. So, of course, one of them was I'm not worthy. I do not believe that anymore. I've come a long way on that front. And in relation to the election, the other thing that popped up for me when I got that sample ballot was this idea of what's on the ballot now. Like, maybe that's a good place for all of us to start, is what's on the ballot now in your life. What areas of your life are calling to you for your attention and love and stillness and self-intimacy and self-respect. One of the areas for me right now, when I started to look at it, and I think, wow, like, I don't have to wait every 4 years or every 2 years to see what's on the ballot. I can do it anytime I want. But one of the things that's on the ballot for me right now is, because I've made so many changes in changing the agreements in my life and the roles I play or the masks I wear, that I'm no longer willing to do those things, is this, you know, some people feel like they're falling away out of my life. And that is uncomfortable. And sometimes it feels like, ooh, you know, what am I doing? You know, am I creating more havoc in my life by making that choice? However, the other thing that the warrior goddess teachings have taught me is to learn to be comfortable with discomfort, and that really the only way out is through. So for those of you who are watching out there, really, we have so much time on our hands right now. Although I don't know what your lives like. You may have be homeschooling kids and be a frontline worker and all those things. But if you have more time at home and do have some time, this is a really good opportunity to really come home to yourself and spend time with yourself and vote yourself in. And yeah, do you give yourself that time with yourself? Are you willing to vote for yourself and be self-sovereign and be the leader of your life? I mean, one of the things that is up right now is this idea of power. And, the old paradigm is, power over. Someone has power over you. Power comes from outside of you. And so we are also being afforded an opportunity when you look at your ballot, like, what about the innate power that you have within you? And how do you connect with that? Because that's innate. And, the agreements that we talk about in the Warrior Goddess training are really just ways to look at those agreements that plug you and root you outside of yourself. Of course, I'm not talking to Mama Gaia and the moon and the stars and the sun, but to people or systems or beliefs that don't serve your highest good or your growth anymore. And really, one thing I thought so much about this year is, life is so precious. And, we don't know what's going to happen with this corona thing. I mean, obviously, so many people have died. And I really didn't want to go down this road, but it's just about the preciousness of life, right? I mean, we lost one of our dear, dear, dear Warrior Goddess sisters in August, Heather Laura. And, I just keep thinking about how life is precious. And, we don't know when that moment's going to come for us. So, yesterday, Heather Ash had her first Warrior Goddess Revolution podcast. And the quote that she used, and I can't think of the author of the quote right now, but basically it's like, I don't want to get to the end of my life and have just lived the length of my life. I also want to live the width of my life. And so I know that's something that I want, but I want a companion with me. And and that companion is me. At the end of the day, we will be with ourselves in the beginning and at the end. And yes, we have loving, amazing people around us all the time. But at the end of the day, everything in life stems from us. So to be personally sovereign and to vote for yourself, to lead your life and create your own constitution, create your own Declaration of Independence and Bill of Rights, and constantly check in, what's on the ballot right now for you. So, yeah, don't know what the outcome of this election is going to be. But what I do know, and I hope that you are learning to know, is that we have so much available to us to strengthen us, to be personally sovereign, to commit to ourselves, to love ourselves, to listen and hold ourselves. And I really hope that you'll take the opportunity, during these COVID times when maybe you have some downtime, and really start thinking about this. Because it seems pretty vital. And, here I'm talking and I feel like I'm being so serious, right? And I mean, it is serious. It's your life. But I also don't want to just be serious about this, because the other part of this is we can have an amazing life. Live in your joy, live in your passion, dance, do goofy things, like whatever. As a matter of fact, I think I'm just going to like take some of that off right now, because this isn't just about figuring yourself out, right? You are whole and you are divine and you are worthy. So also think about on your ballot, like, you know, maybe what places you don't allow yourself to play anymore. What things did you like to do as a kid that you haven't done in a long time? Things that just light you up, you know, using a coloring book. You're out on a walk, get on a swing and swing, dance around your house, dress up, and really live in the joy of you, right? Live in the joy of you. There's no one else on this earth like you. And the world needs you. I know I need you. And I need you, you know, in your joy and in your sovereignty. And, you know, just as we are with other nations, you know, I can honor the nation of you. And you can honor the nation of me. But it all begins with us in voting for ourselves and putting that time and energy and play and whatever calls you to really reconnect with yourself and come home to yourself and love yourself and honor yourself and cherish yourself. And I hope that you'll take this time, you know, right now. And, you know, there's so much we can't control in the outer world, but we can check into ourselves and come home to ourselves and look at the places that we can control. So I hope this has been helpful for you. And really, I thought about this today, and I really just want all of you to feel loved and held and cherished. And whatever happens in the outside world, remember you're a tree and you have your roots in the ground and you have your branches to the sky and you have this heart of yours that's in the center of your being, that is your North Star and will guide you through your life. So anyway, ladies, Serena, I was going to sing a little song before we go, but I don't know if there were any questions from anyone. And I don't know if you're there. But what I will do while I'm waiting, there you are.
I am here. So if anyone has any questions, I can read them out to Deirdre if you put them in the chat. And Deirdre, if you like to share your song, or
sure.
I also want to do a quick reading, so we can end with that if you want, or we can end with your song.
Sure. I had two choices at the end. One was the Warrior Goddess Creed, but I think I want to sing the song. So this song I sang when we had the Warrior Goddess summer camp back in end of July, beginning of August. And it's just my message for all of you watching. So I love you. Be good to yourself. Vote for yourself. You deserve your personal sovereignty and be the leader of your own life. And don't forget what's on the ballot for you. Love you. And may all mothers know that they are loved. And may all sisters know that they are strong. And may all daughters know that they are worthy. That the circle of women may live on. That the circle of women will live on. And may all mothers know that they are strong. And may all sisters know that they are loved. And may all daughters know that they are worthy. That the fire of the goddess will burn on. that the goddess of the fire will burn on. Weheya, 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 weheya. And may all mothers know that they are loved. And may all sisters know that they are strong. And may all daughters know that they are beautiful. That the circle of women will move on. That the circle of women will live on. Hey, hey, yeah. 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 Love you, ladies. Be good to yourselves.
Thank you so much, Deirdre. That was so phenomenal. I really appreciate you spending some time here with us today and just nourishing our bones in a really real way. I am going to invite everyone to our next webinar series, which will take place the week of November 17th. And it's very much about this topic. It's Claim Your Warrior Goddess Power. And so Heather Ash will be hosting this fabulous webinar, and I'm posting the link now so folks can register for it. And then I would like to end with a reading from Warrior Goddess Way. I did the just open to a page, and I felt like it was so on point with what you were talking about. So I thought I would share. The art of receiving. So many women I know are exhausted and functioning near empty, giving our best from low reserves. I see it all the time, and I've experienced it myself. This inner depletion stems from the belief that we have to put everyone else first, that we must strive for nothing short of perfection, and that we must be liked for our service or acknowledged for our work. But ultimately, living your life this way will leave you feeling run down and exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually depleted. What I have found is that the more exhausted, overworked, or otherwise depleted you feel, the more you need to learn to receive. The busier you are, the more you need to slow down. When you feel there is no time for anything else in your life, that's proof that you definitely need to make space to be welcoming. The irony is that it's actually when you learn to receive that you become full. And the type of receiving I'm speaking of is the art of saying yes.
Yes.
To everything that shows up to support you in the present moment. So thank you so much, Deirdre, for being here, for sharing your wisdom and your heart, and for singing us a lovely song. Yeah. And I didn't see any questions, so
okay. Perfect.
I really appreciate you. Any last parting words?
Just be good to yourself, everyone.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.